Hello everyone, today I have some footage that I'm going to be going over and I'm going to be making a guide here for the first phase. Now, I'm going to be assuming that everyone coming here hasn't had any knowledge on the Sans fight. If you've fought Sans a couple times, you can probably skip ahead a few seconds. Essentially, no gear you have matters. The Temmie's sword, to my knowledge, was nerfed so it can't work in Sans. So yeah, gear doesn't matter. Pure skill here. Well, RNG can come into play in certain segments, but we're talking about the first phase. So, starting out, right here, Sans is going to toss you until you're at 79 health. Right here, you're going to want to immediately leave the center and go either left or right. I went right. After you go right, you're going to want to go left here, then right again, and then left again, and there we go. So basically you're returning the center. But to clarify, because I want to make sure this is really clear, you go side, center, okay? Here we go. Once this begins, you're going to want to go forward to the left. That way you evade those blasters, then back to the right. So let me kind of, because this is going really quickly, I might slow down the footage a little. So you see here, I'm going up here, the left, dodge the blasters, then I'm going to go towards the blasters to go evade that. Wonderful. I'm going to be forced back, and now I'm going to be jumping these platforms. Now, at the time of this guide, you do not want to jump over these platforms correctly. The platform hitboxes are bugged, and you're going to want to jump over them early, so you're gonna kind of touch them. It's going to look like you hit them, but you aren't going to take damage. Please disregard that advice when this is eventually fixed. Anyway, you're going to see, this should hit me. It doesn't. That should have hit me. That should definitely have hit me. But you see how they're all missing me? Yes, because the hitboxes aren't working right now. If I tried jumping over them properly, would have taken damage. For the blasters, you need to react the second they spawn and try to evade them. You can, during a lot of the fight, you can probably get away with just holding space, but obviously not during these platforms. You're going to want to be careful. There's not too much I can say about the platforms other than try to stay on the platforms for a little longer. You don't need to jump off them right away, right? No. This segment here, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going left and right to evade these bones. And we have a fun little trick here in a moment. Let me try to capture when it starts. You see when these bones start to get really close next to each other? That also happens to coincide, or be the same time, when the floor bones disappear. So I will jump off, take the hit of one bone, and end up reducing the difficulty of that. Again, just evade the blasters in whatever pattern you want to do. The important thing is to avoid the beams and the skulls themselves. The skulls can hurt you. So let's see. Sam's going to throw you back, and now go right to the right or left. Personally, I recommend that you go to the right. The reason I recommend that you go to the right is because the blasters spawn on the left first, and they can be pretty nasty if you're too slow. But yeah, you're just going to keep going to the right. You're going to jump over those bone waves in the same pattern. And there we go. Just keep jumping. From here, you're going to get 3 blasters spawn at you. You're just going to want to run forward and try to evade them however you can. You'll be forced back, and while you're under the force, you will not be taking hits. At this point, we're starting to reach near the end of this initial part of the fight. Sans is going to take his time just firing blasters for a good while. I'm actually going to skip ahead a little. And he's going to throw you back, I think, 3 times during this whole thing. I think that was the 3rd. And during this, I'm actually going to have full health for the final attack. One thing I forgot to mention, during this fight, you will be getting heals. There's no way to heal yourself other than these free heals. And during the final attack, you get plus 35 health, which is why I go straight to full. And this attack is pretty chaotic. Just focus on evading everything that you can. you're going to take damage. Don't bother trying to no-hit this, just try to lose as little as possible. As you can see here, I started with 92 and I ended up dropping to 41, so I took 51 damage. Now, once you reach this part, once that Blaster Storm finishes, you need to run up to Sans and smack him. Let's see. There we go. And once you do, he falls to the ground, and that's the end of the start of the fight. I will hopefully have a guide prepared for the later part of the fight later, but the next part of the fight is a lot messier in terms of things I can give advice for. So that's why we're stopping here. I hope you all enjoyed the guide, and I'll see you all next time. Remember that if this guide did help you beat Sans, or I suppose at least help you beat the first phase, consider liking and subscribing. And that's it.